Hey guys, this is Benny Ricciardi over at rotocurve.com, and I'm here with our value picks for the day for Fantasy Aces. There are three guys that we're going to mention today. The first one is the starting pitcher who's going to be on the mound, and that's Ryan Vogelsong. Vogelsong has gotten his home run problem under control. He's only allowed two of them over his last couple games. He's sitting at 5,500 today on Fantasy Aces. He's allowed 2 runs or less in 7 of his last 10 starts. He's been averaging about 6 innings pitched with 5 strikeouts and 7 base runners, less than a run and a half per game. So he's been returning good value in the double digits for you. At a price of only 5,500, there's a good chance that he could wind up with between 13 and 17 fantasy points today over on Aces, and that would be an excellent return for the price that you have to pay. Two hitters that we've been looking at as good value guys to help you fit in some of those big bets are catcher Josh Flagley from the Oakland Athletics and outfielder Chris Young from the New York Yankees. Flagley goes up against left-handed pitcher Jorge De La Rosa for Colorado at home in Oakland. He has a 362 batting average against left-handed pitching this year with 3 home runs and 47 at-bats. He's only 42.50 today over on Aces in a very tough-to-fill catcher position for you. He should be batting 5th in that order again today. And the last time they faced a left-hander, he was hitting 5th in that order and wound up jacking out a home run. So if he can do something like that for you today at only 42.50, he's going to be one of the best and probably most highly owned value options that we have on the day. The second guy that we mentioned is Chris Young of the New York Yankees. Young actually has the highest WOBA against left-handed pitching of any batter in the major leagues this year. He gets a good matchup with Andrew Heaney of the Los Angeles Angels. Heaney's a young pitcher who has a 309 batting average allowed this year against right-handed bats with 6 home runs in 20 innings, and he's given up 17 runs in those 20 innings already. So right-handed bats have been doing some damage to this guy. Young is batting 370 right now with 5 home runs and 70 at-bats against left-handed pitching. And again, he's only 3,900 today on Fantasy Aces. He had a 0 yesterday going 0 for 4 in a similar spot against a left-handed pitcher. Obviously, that pitcher was a little bit better than this one. Yesterday, it was C.J. Wilson. Today, it's Andrew Heaney. And the good thing about that is it's going to keep a lot of people off of him who played him yesterday and remember that 0. So those are 3 guys that we think are some of the best values that you can look at on Fantasy Aces today. Putting those 3 guys in your roster will allow you to get some of the guys like Chris Sale and some of the big bats like a Josh Donaldson or a Paul Goldschmidt that you might be looking at today. And we think that finding those cheap bets is the key to putting together a high-scoring roster over on Fantasy Aces. So if you have a chance, make sure you get over there and get into some of their games today. And make sure you take a look at some of these guys as your value options so that you have as much upside as you can and as much money left over to get those big bets that you really want. This has been another episode of our Value Picks play for Fantasy Aces. Thank you for joining us over here at RotoCurve, and stay classy DFS.